right, there we go. Hey everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another great day of FileMaker training at fmtraining.tv. I'm the creator of fmtraining.tv, where you can learn all about the FileMaker platform and learn how to build better FileMaker applications for you, your customers, your organization. This broadcast is completely free to everyone and is being broadcast in high definition to Discord, YouTube, and to Twitch. This broadcast is being recorded, which is really great. Of course, we might clean up the recording a little bit, so if we make a malfunction during the live stream, then of course we reserve the right to clean that up on the recording later on. However, because it's a live broadcast, we encourage you to ask questions. In fact, some people get aggravated when there's this dialogue with you and we ask questions. We want questions. If you have a question, odds are other people have the question too. And so I want to thank everyone for logging in. Ken and TK and Dave One, Dave Learning, Ed, Elzo, Carol, Jake, Mike, all of you, welcome once again to another great broadcast. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out the upcoming broadcast, go to fmtraining.tv, press the left tab for the live button. You can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. That's pretty awesome. Additionally, if you want to help support this channel, right? We always say this. This broadcast is brought to you by fmtraining.tv, bringing you the greatest and the most entertaining FileMaker training videos available. So the idea is that if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out our on-demand video bundles. We have videos that cover the latest version of FileMaker. We have videos that cover the deploy course. In fact, we used to sell the courses individually. Anymore, it's just much simpler to sell a complete bundle for a low price. We do this on an annual basis. So if you buy one of the bundles, that really helps support the channel. It ensures that we can keep coming back every day, because this broadcast actually takes a lot of money to run. The people here don't work for free.
Hello everyone, welcome to another amazing day where we discuss the fantastic and wonderful FileMaker platform. I am here with Mr. Nick Hunter, who is also wonderful and here to talk about day 4 of value lists. Hi, I am Margaret Carlton. I will be your broadcast engineer for today. And like I said, I'll be here with Nick basically, and Nick gets to go over like the most advanced day of our value list discussion, I think. So
yes.
That'll be cool.
Yes. So we had thank you much for that, and so welcome everybody to this fourth day of the value list. So
what are we doing today?
Okay, today we are going to do very cool things.
I am
so
excited.
let me share my screen. Yeah, very cool things. So we have I'm going to move this. So today the 4 days we walk through the value list, and forgive me about yesterday. I was drowning myself, but because as I said earlier, yesterday I was using a feature that I didn't use for 15 years, and and I wasn't remember how that was behaving. But at the end of this session, I will show you that how not using value list. By the way, that's funny because I'm going to show you how not using it. Because at one point today, value lists are not responding the needs. Right? They're not responding the needs anymore, and but for various reasons. The first reason is because we had a different kind of type of producing, like iPad, iPhone, web, right? So value lists are no longer something that we want to use. And to be honest, we have less and less software using them. We have other things that we can use for that. And so far we walk through the value list. So from the custom values, just a list of strings text that you type, and for more advanced related things and stuff like that. And yesterday I showed you the related value list, right? So value list based on records, right? So you have a record, and you can base a value list on records. And so now, and I was showing you yesterday this kind of thing here, so you have a UI like this. So yesterday I was showing you this. Okay, so you had the city and the country, and you can add a new one, and you had the new one available to you, right? So and that will be converted, that records with a table, and they were converted into value list, right? But now what I want to do, I want to show you another level, okay? Another level of value list. So we call that conditional value list, or whatever you want to call it. I call that conditional value list because they're conditional based on one. You have two levels. You know, you have the example that I have here is a good example. So those are pretty much all the country I lived in. Okay, so you know, when I was saying to my friend that moving to Colombia is not my first rodeo, right? So so that all the country I lived in. So and I put the cities of the country. So for the United States, you have the city of the United States, France, the city of France, Italy, and England. And so I think I will please many of people in the world doing this. Italy. This is all the city I visit or lived in. England, Colombia, Canada, Greece, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, Lebanon, Morocco, and Nigeria. So so as you can see, you have two levels, okay? Of course, you can use the same technique I'm using there to do level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and etc. You can have as many levels you want, right? But at one point, you know, the most I have is 5 levels, okay? The most I have with this technique is 5 levels. It was for a museum of art in France. And, you know, they have categories, subcategories. You know, your museum, you have so many things, you know, the type, you know, the ceramic and the style of the ceramic and the era of the ceramic. And, you know, so you have the type of ceramic. And so you have, you know, many things like this. So, but I have an example with 2 levels, and up to you to continue the same technique. So the technique we have here, so I'm going to explain to you how to use this, but I'm going to show you something that most of you don't know. Okay, is that I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of the session of these webinars, I told you that value list has 2 particularities. First, they jump records. You know, that means if you have 2 million records and you have only 1 record with a value in the field, and you point a value list on that field, you will see the value. It doesn't care if you have empty values or not. It will skip the empty value and show you all the values that are there. So they jump. Values are jumping empty space, empty fields, empty records. But the value list has also the particularity to jump context. You can jump context, and that is context. Okay, it's context independence, right? So, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to say, what I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure nobody know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to show one way. I'm not saying that is the way. I'm going to show one way to use this technique of context jumping stuff. Okay. So I don't know the right terminology on this. So I'm calling that jumping, you know, whatever. But when you will see it, you will call it the way you want. So in all the development in general, in all my development, by the way, you know, if you want to follow what I'm doing, and I know many people are doing this and very, very successful in following exactly what I'm saying. So. And I have one guy in mind, and he will recognize himself. When he opened, so his solution, when I see his solution, I say, okay, this is me. I could have done this. So in all my development, I create a table that I call global. Okay, so in all my development, I have this. I have global. Globals in all of them. Okay, so great. It's a table where I will put inside a bunch of globals. Actually, it's globe. Okay, so I have this global table. Okay, in this table I'm putting plenty of stuff that I need. Can be many things, but for our example, what I need here, I need a global for the value list, the country. Okay. So I need this, the global. So I'm building it in front of you, then it will be better for your understanding than getting the thing all cooked. And I need another one for my cities. Okay. So no, I don't need cities. Sorry, just the countries. I have one global for the countries. So I create my global field, my global what's the name? My global. Yeah, I can do this. I can do the city as well. Let's do the city. Okay, let's do the city. And I was this one, duplicate and cities. So I have two value lists. Okay. I want two value lists. I have country and the cities. I have two globals. Why? Because I want to create two value lists out of this. I want the value list with the countries, and I want the value list with the cities. Okay, the city I have here, and this is the country I have here. Forget about that for the moment. Okay, let's forget about this. I want one value list for that, one value list for that. So how I'm doing this? I have my global table. Is there? That's my global table, and my global table, as you can see, it has its own context. I'm starting from here. And then I want to go from there. I want to the value list item level 1. I want this. Okay. This context here, this table here is this table, is the value list item 1. Okay. So let's call it value list item for now. Right. So all the records related to the countries. This is one record. This is two records. You see the two records I have here. They are here, countries, cities. Two records with two IDs, and this are related record to the country, to that record. For each record, you have related records. For the first record, countries, you have countries, and the second record here, cities, you have cities. I want to create the value list item countries first, okay? And I want the value of that table, right? But here, I want the ID of these values. That means this here, it's an ID. It's the value list, it's the parent key of that foreign key, okay? So this is the parent key, and this is the foreign key. So all of those records are related to that record with a parent key. So you have a parent key here, foreign key. So how it works? So I have the relationship here, right? I have the relationship. Is there? Now I have the relationship, but I need to feed that's global. Okay. So yesterday I tell you that I'm going to show you how I'm doing it. And that's why you have this button here, the copy ID. Copy ID, I copy it, I copy, you click it, copy. You go to a script. So I created a script for you on first window open, and it started. And you have here set globals. And so it's a set field. I'm going to the globe, I'm going there, and I'm going to put this. This is the ID of my countries. Of course, when you use a software like this, like when you have a solution, you're not going to delete the countries. You're not going to delete that record because that will be used all over the place. So you don't delete that, you don't delete that. So that's why you can rely on the ID, because you will never change. Oh, if you delete and you have to go there and change it. Okay, so I'm setting this, okay? So let's do it, let's run this script. I set it. So now my global, if I go to global, now I have something here. So I have two values here. So let's get rid of this hideous apex piece of blip. And I want those two. Okay. So I have the country value is there. It's a global. So so you can on the server, each time you're going to restart the session, the global will be empty. So that's why we need a script to do that. By the way, I want to show you something cool. Can I? You remember here, I'm saying copy. I do a copy in the clipboard, right? Copy, because I want to paste it here. Copy the ID of this one. But remember that to copy something, to use the copy, this stuff here, copy, the field you copy needs to be in the layout. Okay, the field needs to be on the layout. It cannot be here. If it's there, it doesn't work. Okay, it needs to be in the layout. But here I have a particularity. I want to copy the ID of that line because I have two. If I copy this here, I have this ID. Okay, but if I go there, I have this ID. Here, right? So how I do that? Where the field? The field needs to be there. Okay, the field needs to be there. It's a poll. Okay, so the field is there. So it's in the poll on the right, right? It's in the poll on the right. I can even remove this. So it's in the poll on the right, and it's accessible with the browse mode, right? But it's just a copy. So I hide it here. I think it was cool to show you this. So so now that I have the ID, I have all my system. I have this relationship working, right? So let's see if it's true. Okay. I go to my global, and I want to see if it's true. I'm in the global, okay, and I want to see my countries. Okay. Is it true that it's working? Apparently, yes. It is working. So, it is working. I have my countries here, right? So this relationship here is definitely working. Okay. So now that I have the relationship for that, let's create the relationship for the cities, So exactly the same, just I changed the name, right? And it's not the country global, it's the city global with the foreign key of the value list. So now I have my two relationships. So I'm going to going to my value list. I want to copy this ID here. I go to my script and I duplicate this, and I say it's the global cities with this ID. Oh, by the way, another cool thing I want, because you know that I'm not kidding you. I am the guy who designed completely this. I got the complete, at the time I was working with Heather Winkle, that is now the director of design at Capital One, the banking. And Heather Winkle was the head of design at FileMaker at the time, and she said, "Okay, look, we want to redo the what's the name, the calculation dialogue, and we have no idea." So, okay, I know exactly what to do with this. So I designed it. So I'm very proud of it, because since FileMaker 12, they didn't touch anything, so that means it was a good idea since day one. So and so what I want to show you is this. You select this, see, and just what you need to do, you double click, you select this, and you click on the double quote here. It will put your selection under double quote. So if you say blah, 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 you select this, and you put double quotes on your selection. I think it's cool. So now I'll launch this, and I want to see if my what's the name, relationship works. So I'm going to cities, right? And I want to see if that works, right? Apparently works. So now, with that system, with the two globals, with the ID, I sliced in two parts. It's in two parts, right? You have the first part, you have this, right? That is the 12 countries. And then you have the 9 cities, countries, cities. So, but it's in one table. So this, what this does is slice in two, right? That's what I've done. So now that I have this, okay, what I've done here, what I'm doing here is going to the value list. I want to create, the goal is to create a value list, okay? So I want to, to create countries, value list, related, and we can remember. And here where it starts to be hairy, I want my countries, remember? I want my item include only the related record from global. So yesterday I showed you this, okay? So what I want is, I want the record from here, only the one related to that. So only the one that matched the ID I put in the country global here. So now that I have this, I can do the same. I can duplicate this for my cities. So I change this, I go to cities. I want this related to global. So now, let's see if that works. I can just use the test field. And I want to see if that works. I go to pop-up menu. I want this, I want the countries, and here the same, and I want the cities, just for testing. Countries, cities. So now I have a global that is establishing a relationship between the value list table. Okay. So in the value list table, in this value list here, in this table here, the table value list 1, I have a link between global with a global parent key and this table using the foreign key. Remember, I have 1, 2, right? So now that I have this established, the relationship, I can use the relationship as a support in my value list, right? So it's so far so good. It's very simple. So far, it shouldn't surprise you. What is surprising, okay, for most of the people, each time I'm showing this, is that I'm going to my company here, and I say, I want the countries, and I want the cities. Countries, cities. So how the hell that could work for many of you? Say, wow, hold a minute. I am there, and this is where my value list works, and I'm here, and I have absolutely no connection between the two. And still, the relationship here works. So I'm here, and I'm using something where the relationship is there. And So how that's been possible? Yeah, it's because the value list has this possibility of jumping, jumping context. So we don't give a damn about if the context is linked or not. And so you can have this. If you do that one time, everywhere in the solution, you can have this working. Everywhere, demonstration. So that here is work, right? So if I go there and I say I want to add, I want to add a country. Which country I want to add? Mexico. So I added Mexico. Right? So if I'm going there in my country, I have Mexico. Okay. So proof of it that it works, right? Now I'm going to contact here, right? And in contacts here, I have two here, right? So I want to put here my countries or cities. Okay. I have two cities here. BAM, cities and cities. Okay, so let's do the same thing. In Mexico City. Well, see if it works. Mexico City, right? So the relationship works. It works from here. It works from here. There's no relationship between the two. So the relationship there, you can create a relationship here. You can create a relationship wherever you want, and then rely on that relationship to create a value list. So imagine now what I'm going to unlock in your mind. You can have you can update, and what is very cool using my system global here, it's that you can dynamically update whatever you want. You can do whatever. Why? Tell you why. It's because globals also jump context. Demonstration. Here in my global table, I'm going to do a global test. It's a global test, okay? And I'm going to show it here. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to show my global test. Okay, so, and I'm going to show that on the back. So the global test here is empty. I'm here, right? And I'm going to start, and I'm going to create a button, test. And I just say, set field. I'm going to the globals, and I'm going to do the test, and I'm going to say, hello world. Okay. So, just this. I have a button that do this. So I am in contact, and the global and the field is here, right? Bam, hello world. So globals can be updated from anywhere in the software. So in the system. So imagine that you have a relationship working here based on the global, and you can have a script that update the global, update the relationship, and then you get the value list to be completely, updated. You know what I mean? So I can do you a quick demonstration. Okay, a quick demonstration. Let's say I want to dynamically make this list to show us dynamically to show cities or countries. Okay, how you do that? Okay. First, I need to save this somewhere. Oh, I'm going to save this here. So now, no, it's this one I want to save. Now, this list here shows cities, right? Dynamically, now it shows countries. And dynamically, now it shows cities. Haha. So, can you imagine what you want to do? You can extract this and you can dynamically says, yeah, always context independent. Okay, yeah, the question David Angel said, global fields are always context independent, yes. So imagine what you can do now based on security, for example, based on the guy that's logged in. Or let's say you have a bunch, of value lists here, and let's say a new value list, and the value list is California. Okay, I will do it. Okay, California. And I wonder, the city in California, or the counties, Santa Clara, I don't know what happens to it. Counties are San Joaquin, which is mine. Oh, yeah, by the way, I give you this file you have for free. You have how to edit by double click, edit, edit. San Joaquin, Sacramento, San Francisco, that counties, okay. Contra Costa. Okay. So, Central Valley. So, Central Valley. Okay. So you have this. Okay. So you have counties here. Okay. And so now I want to create a value list based on so imagine that you have California, Texas, and all the county of all the and you say, okay, the guy that is logged in is working in California. Okay, then I'm going to show him, right? I'm going to show him the counties of California, right? So you don't need to have a fancy, crazy things. You can use that technique here to update the global at the beginning. At the launch, you say, okay, if the guy is from California, bam, you want the California, you want the California kind of counties, right? So this is the thing. So now I see that we don't have any question. That means nobody care about what I'm saying. We are going no question. No, we don't have question.
Sorry, I was muted. We do have one from. Let me see. David Angel. Global fields are always context independent.
I answered this one.
Okay, sorry. That one I missed.
Yeah, it's okay. Case is a global and not populated when another linked file. Okay. You have already encountered cases where the global is not populated well in another linked file, as if a commit is missing. I don't know. We care, just concentrate. Really, okay, really hard. Yes, okay. Really hard not to sleep.
On YouTube and Twitch, we got nothing. So I think. Okay, yeah, I also think you're just blowing their minds, Nick, which is unshocking. That's like a running theme. Stu's got one. So. Is it fair to conclude that global fields are useful for relationships otherwise use global variables?
Yeah. Okay. So good question. Global variable is just something when you need to. Global variable is when you need something. On the fly, on the fly, you need something. You need to store something for a future use, but nothing related, nothing that is record related. It's not record related. It's not context related. It's not relationship related. So you cannot get any relationship out of variable. That's why SQL for me is not interesting, because SQL is just a bunch of text in memory, and you cannot do anything with this. You have absolutely no power of, so you eliminate, you pretty much, it's like you use FileMaker and you eliminate this, you don't use this at all, so yeah, global, I'm using global a lot, freaking lot. because you can put whatever you want when you want, update what you want, create establish relationship the way you want. So on the fly, based on many things. And okay, I love globals, and they made the relationship clear and very easy to debug. Yeah, okay. How in drop down list I could restrict entering values outside of the value list. Yeah, you have I think you have a function for that calls or how we can do that? That means you don't want to edit anything from there. Oh yeah, sorry for that. You go there. So billing city, for example, you want to restrict this. So you go to billing city, and you go there, validation, and you say you want only on this list. Okay, so yeah, I never used that. That's why I was looking for it. So countries, you billing cities, so billing you want only related on this one, right? And so that means if you do blah 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 blah, it says no, and you have this very confusing dialogue. That's okay. Do you want to store a load value? Yes, no. But you can you say you can yes, but you can say also you can restrict it. Or allow to override. Okay, so you cannot override. So if you do this, now it said okay or revert. So that answers the question. So I have other way to do that, much more elegant than this. One day I will tell you. Now it's 47. I really want to jump on something else before we go.
Okay.
I hope I will have the time. I think I will go 10 minutes above the time.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So now I want to show you something. I want to go there. I want to go to the companies. And I want to constrain this. When I say, when I say France, for example, here, I want the city of France. When I say Colombia, I want the cities of Colombia, right? So everything there, right? We have this here. Okay, so when I go to countries, I entered this, and you have the second level. So you have one level here, and you have a second level. So how to use this? First of all, you go to here is context related. You need to use, so it's half. I will use my I can use this value list, I can use this country value list here, but for the cities, I need to create another one. So remember, yesterday I explained to you that how to get the names, how to get the IDs based on the value list, right? You remember that? Okay. So based on the name of the values. Okay. So I'll show you that, how to get this. Okay. So now we are going to create another one. Let me see. ID contacts, ID country. So we are going to create another one. Okay. And I'm going to do this. Okay. So I'm going to what's the name? Get the countries, countries related value list. So I want to get the country names, country names. And I want the name of the country to match the ID here, to match the items. So now that I have this, why I want this? Why? Because I'm going to create here, duplicate this, and to create an ID of country. Right? I want to create it, ID of country. And to get the ID of the country, I'm starting from company. I'm going to the country names related value list, and I want the ID based on the name. Okay, so demonstration. Here I'm showing here the ID of the country. I'm selecting Colombia, I have the ID. I'm selecting England, and I'm this. And what it is the ID of this. So if I go England, the ID is 4221955, you know, it matches. If I go Colombia, that is here, it will be 4783. 4783. So by the name, I get the ID. I match the country I enter here, and based on this, with a lookup, bam, I have the ID. Now that I have the ID of this, right? What I'm doing, I'm going there, and I duplicate this, right? And so I don't need to, sorry. I got there. So I have my relationship working. Between this and this, I can get my relationship working. So which relationship do I need to create here? I need to create here a relationship between the level 2, where I have the cities. So this now is cities. So let me copy this. Oh, by the way, I can do this, by the way. So I want to go to the level 2, and it's the cities, city-related values. Okay. So on the level 2, this one goes to the level 1 where I have the countries. This one goes to the level 2 where I have the cities. Okay. So now in the level 2, in this level 2, so let's validate this. I want you to explain. I want to explain this. Here I have 2 levels. First level, I have the country ID. So the foreign key, those records here are linked to this one by the foreign key of this parent key. But this record here is linked to this one by the foreign key of that parent key. So I have 2 parent key, foreign key, parent key, foreign key, right? So you can see here how it works. This is the foreign key of the level 1, because I'm in level 2, remember? This is a foreign key of the level 1, and this is a foreign key of the values. So the foreign key of the level 1 and the foreign key of this one. I have 2. Okay. So now what I want, this will give me the foreign key of the level 1, the countries. That's what I want. So I have a relationship working between 2. So this will change based on the choice here. Okay. And this is linked to the level 2. Right? So it's linked to the level 2. So now this, if I do this, for example, and I say, okay, find me, it works. England is those 3. Now let's go Greece. I do the same. Yes, it's Greece. It works. So now that I have the relationship working, okay, I can, by the way, I can show you also that way. Let's go see if my relationship works. Okay. So I'm here. Oh, did I? Oh, I put in the wrong. I am in the wrong. Why I'm not in companies? Oh, I changed yesterday, no? I should be there. Okay, I can change it. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. I was in the wrong. I don't know what happened. Yesterday I did. I might have done a demonstration that worked. Okay, so everything's still working. Canada, England, Colombia. Okay, so I can show you if my relationship works. So this one, so I want the city, sorry, the city related value list. I want this one, and I want this. So is it working? Apparently, it works. So now that I have this, the relationship working, I can go to my value list, right, and create my value list, my cities value list like this. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this, and cities value list related. Why I have this one? Oh yeah, it's conditional. This is a condition. It's the city value list conditional. Okay, it's the company, because it's conditional to company. It will work only for the company. So I want to use the city related value list. I want this only related to companies. Okay, so go to the relationship, the final relationship, where I want the data only the one by the city. So now that I have the value list, I can go there and use it, right? And here I have France, Greece, Lebanon, Mexico, I have none, Nigeria, Saudi, United States, right? So it works, right? So this is to show you a conditional value list, how you can do this. So, and I wanted to show also that you can create static value lists based on related data, but in another context. This context here will only work in that context. That's here never change. It's always I want all the countries, right? So that is coming from that link here. But I wanted the related cities on this for the company. So I'm using what's the name? I'm using only the context in the company. So if I need something else in another table, I need to redo the same on another table. Okay, that's another way we can do that also on the global, but I didn't want to do the thing too complicated. I just wanted to show you things like this. Now, I promise before we go, so we have what is the lookup to field doesn't need to be in the layout with the lookup. No, it was just to show you, the ID is changing. It's just for the demo. You don't need in the lookup. You don't need the lookup. You don't need. So, and the lookup is also context independent. But I don't want to expand my stuff here because it's always already 4. So I mean 2 p.m. for you. So what I want to point out here, okay, so it's that you can jump to context and you can very easily build related a conditional value list, right? It's very easy to build, right? So, but before we go, okay, why is it showing a Greek city? Oh, because you need to change. Okay, yeah, okay. So this technique here is great. So this technique here is great to get empty something. So you use the let statement. You put without any spelling mistakes. It's better. So you have the trigger, right? And trigger. And so you say, okay, when you change country, so when something happened on country, right? Blanket. You blank the currency. So, it's very simple. So you can change. For example, if you say, if you change company, for example, okay. So you can have 2 triggers. Okay, let me show you. This is cool. So you have trigger 1. Okay, it's company. Okay? Trigger 2 is country. Okay, trigger 2. You have 2 triggers. that blanks, that possibly will blank it. Okay, so you copy this. Oh yeah, we need the bracket here. So you copy this and what? Oh, my bad. So you copy this and you go to the country, for example, and you want the same to happen when you change city, because always if you change cities, oh no, you don't want that. You want only company. Okay, so you have two things happening here. So let's say, you know, you have Greece here. You change the country, this will blank. Okay, automatically. But if you change the company, it will blank the two. You change the company, so you want to blank country and city because you change it. So it's kind of cool. So without scripts, you know? So just you know, something cool. You know, you can have multiple speeds, stuff like that. So if you have multiple, much more elegant than scripting, by the way. Yes, well, for sure. When you know you can add as many triggers you want, and you can do something like this, for example. You know, I am in the company, the current companies here, and for example, I want, because I do that a lot, I want the first I am in the city, right? Oh yeah. When I choose something like this, I want the cities related value list like this. I want the first of this one. So Canada, bam, Montreal, Colombia, England, France. He gives me the first that he finds on this one. Okay, Greece, Italy, Lebanon. Yeah, there's none. Mexico, there's none. Morocco, Nigeria, Saudi. So you get the first that he finds. Of course. I know what you mean. I know what you're going to say. You can use for here the sort, and you say, okay, I want to sort that by item, and then you get this. Is the first, always the first in the list, always the first. Okay, always the first. So when you get, so you can get a default, you can select something here and get a default entry. Is that not cool? So for example, you can say, using the sort system that I'm doing here, you can say, okay, oh, Cupertino, you have a checkbox, and you say, okay, this one is the default, right? This one's the default. So if you select United States, you want by default Cupertino. Or France, you say, okay, Nice is the default. You can have a box like this. So the default will always appear on the first, based on the sort that you use here, and automatically this, without any calculation, without any complexity, without anything, this will get you the first of the list, which will be the default. Is that not cool? It's, you know, it's cool. I love it. So I want, before we go, just to make fun of it, I don't use most of the value list. I have another technique here, which is the popover, right? And so I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. I have a, where's my popover? Okay. Here, I'm putting the city here. Okay, bam. I have a popover here, and in the popover, I'm putting this inside the popover. So yeah, I know my popovers are transparent because I want the freedom to do whatever I want in my popover. Okay, so putting that on the back, and this. Okay, and I don't want the title, so I can put this more here. Oops. Okay, so I have this system here where you know, I want my cities like this. You know, I don't want value lists. You know, I don't want value lists. And when you go there, right? So you don't have, with this system, you can eliminate, you eliminate this link. You know, the link, this one, you can eliminate it, because here directly, right? You can have a button. By the way, you can remove this and have a button directly with this city related with this in the name of the button, right? And so you can have an icon here, and you can change the style. I don't know if I have another style here. I think I have a style for here, this one. No, that's the wrong button. Oh, this one. Okay. No, not this one. Anyway, that's for the demo. So I have this. I put in the portal. So and this, what this do? It's a single step, and or I can create a script here that say set city company FileMaker set company city, and so it's a set field, the ID of the the name of the company here, the name of the city, right? And it's a city related value. Okay, so you do this, and of course you close the popover. So so now you have this button here that do this, perform set company. So now instead of having this, you have another way to do this. It's that. Oops. Let's change the style on this. You want that on black, and the buttons. Oh, I changed the style. Normally what I'm doing is this. I'm putting this icon here. Okay, so so you have, bam, I will do it. Okay, and bam. So you select this, and you have, select whatever you want. And because this is, you can change it, by cities, right? So this is kind of awful. So let's copy this, paste this. That will look better. So you change the country, and then you have, so you don't need a value list anymore. And the advantage of this system here is that you can, with the popover, instead of the value list, you can change the order. You can have a box to search. It's kind of cool. I prefer to use that since we have value list as records. The more and more I'm getting away from value lists, because I can attach. Because for example, let's say most of you guys has a value list, a value list like this, and then when you select something, you have a crazy unsafe kind of trigger, and you have plenty of blinking things, and and so it's awful. It doesn't look good. So I prefer to have this, and there you have a script, so you can do whatever you want on the script. So you eliminate the trigger that makes the thing completely erratic, right? So and you eliminate the problem of the sort, and you eliminate the problem of the search, and it's kind of cool. So
I do have one question I want to ask before I let you go, from Dimok Andre on YouTube. So for each relation value list, we have to create a relationship for each layout.
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, no. For each relation value list, we have to create a relationship for each layout.
No. Okay, so it depends. Here it was based on the choice made in the company. So of course here is context related, because it's the choice I made for that company. It was that company was in if this company is in France, you want the city is based on the choice you have made for that record in that table. So of course it has to be context related. But this one is not related to nothing. It's just a list of something. So that one is context free. It's there. But that one has to be there. It's automatic.
Okay. I think that's great. Thank you, Nick. I think we're good. People's brains are apparently exploding.
Yeah, I see that. So I'm going to, the file will be as is, so you guys can play with it, right? And the file will be as is, and you have all this and all this, and you know. And so I'm going to send you the file, and you guys can play with it. So all the tests and all the things. So you can, you know, I'm keeping all the scripts, and I'm not going to destroy anything. So by the end of the day, you have you have the file complete, you know, with all the things. So value lists are cool. You know, I show you many things based on, you know, on dates, you know. So it's very rich, the value list, and I could have continued, but I don't want to talk about things that we never use. My tip for you guys is, as much as possible, go there. You know, go with this design. It will work well. And one day, if you want, I can have I can put that on my list of ideas. I can go and do how to replace value lists with checkboxes and a radio button, and you have a completely revamped, custom designed value list that will finally get what's the name, platform independent, because this will work differently on Mac and PC. This will work differently on iOS. This will work differently on WebDirect. And it will work differently on WebDirect, Firefox, and Edge, and Safari, and Chrome, and it's insane, right? Because the value list is system related, you know? The FileMaker is calling a system objects based on the system you're in, okay? So this will work differently on Mac, differently on PC, differently on everything. When you go there, you take the control. You take the control. So I can show you guys how you can do checkboxes very easily, how you can do radio button easily, and without pulling your hair and losing your and stress your life with a bunch of insanity that we get from FileMaker, when you start using the checkboxes it's you can get back the control on this. It will get you a little bit more work, but at the end of the day, it's much better. So I think we're good to land the spaceship.
I think we're good. Yes, spaceship is a good term for it. Seriously, yes. Nick, thank you so much. This was very cool.
No problem.
I greatly appreciate it.
Always. Yeah.
We will look forward to having you back again, which will be at some point.
Yes,
sure.
Very soon. Very soon. I have plenty of good ideas.
Yes, thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. I will catch you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected, the quarterback. Great read. good patience, more importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.